NFL record for the worst completion percentage.
This is a game you need to win.
This is a divisional matchup against a team you should beat. This is how you stack up wins. Hello and welcome back to episode 76 of i75Live Super Bowl week. Super Bowl special. We made it. I know we touched on it a little bit last week of just kind of the early impressions of what the game could look like with the spread and with players and just everything like that. But we are here. It is Tuesday. Game is on Sunday.
It's a little bit bittersweet, too, because that means this is the last football game, meaningful football game.
For a long time.
How many months away is September? Like seven months from now?
One more meaningful like football game.
The flag football game, yeah, that's technically tonight.
It is technically tonight.
We talked about this over the weekend. It's very clear to me, and I think to most people, that the NFL is slowly, if they haven't already, given up on the Pro Bowl. Like, I mean, no one gives a shit anymore, and the players really don't either. We saw reports that they were trying to get anybody to fill that last quarterback spot. Trevor Lawrence turned them down, and that led to them grabbing Shador. Justin Fields turned them down. Like you just said, CJ Stroud turned them down. They're having to go like so far out of the just bucket of Pro Bowl players that they're just, like I said, grabbing anybody. And it's just, it's not what the Pro Bowl is supposed to be.
Guys that played like 30 years ago.
Well,
and Bradshaw, let him throw the ball around.
And we were talking about it a little bit of, we were talking about it a little bit last week. Me and Dylan were, of how could you fix this? Like, could you do it within the, like, could you change it to where you do it like how MLB does it, like halfway through the season? But then I told you said that, and I was like, well, then you're not going to have anyone participate because they're not going to want to.
They want it to be a bye week.
They want, it's going to be a bye week, and if you've got teams who are undefeated or playing really well, you're not going to look at Bijan and go, let's say the Falcons are 6-3 going into the All-Star or the Pro Bowl week, and you're gonna look at Bijan and go, you gotta
it will
do all
never
this.
Be midseason.
So that in football, I think it's impossible to do midseason. But then you do it like this to where
bad system.
It is a bad system, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to change it to make it more viable,
get rid of
more
a lot
important.
Of it. But just because of the disparity between the Pro Bowl list and the All Pros list, it doesn't make much sense anymore. And I just think you've got to get away from most of the Pro Bowl. And I do think genuinely using the All Pro lists, first team and second team, one, gives you more than enough players to use if you still want to host an event at the end of the season. And it would be more meaningful because you would get the best of the best players there. And I think maybe that it might end up turning into something a little bit better if the players take more pride in, participating in that event because, it's an all pro and not just I got voted here and it's like.
Or like by default because 3 other people said no, now my name's on the list.
Some guy that I had 14 more touchdowns on is apparently on the same level as me and celebrating the exact same thing. So it's got to change. And I do think we're getting to a point where it will change eventually. Maybe as soon as next year, but it's got to be discussed. At the very least, it's got to be talked about.
So I didn't mean to throw you guys a curveball so early in the show, but I obviously that is a game that nobody cares about. So let's talk about this week. Let's talk about what we're talking about today because
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl special.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, before we get into the gist of Super Bowl, I think we came up with a little cool way just to kind of reflect a little bit on the season. We're going to kind of go the favorite moments of this season. Best game, individual performance, most surprising team, most disappointing team. Before we get into the Super Bowl, I think for me to kick it off, the best game, there's 2 that stick out to me of just games that I just, there's 3 actually, that I just enjoyed, where it was like, the first one was definitely the Ravens-Buffalo. It being week 1,
starting
like, hey, football is back, starting off the year like that with a comeback. And
that was awesome.
That was an awesome game. The second one was the overtime Seattle versus Rams.
Yeah, the
everyone
Thursday
remembers
night
that
game.
one where they were wearing the special uniforms.
Yeah.
Seattle was. It ended with that crazy like 2-point conversion play that was a fumble that
Seattle
ended
was
up
down,
counting.
They were down like 18 in the fourth or something like that.
And then they had the overtime touchdown.
Yep.
So that game, and then the last one that really sticks out to me, where it was just pure, just like this is an awesome game, is the second game of the Packers versus Bears.
Yeah, the Saturday night one.
The one where DJ Moore caught the long touchdown in overtime to win it.
Oh, it was awesome.
Those three to me were some of the most entertaining. And I'm sure there's so many games. There's so many that I'm probably missing.
Giants Cowboys, you remember that one where it ended like 48 to 40 or 48-42, something like that in overtime. The Packers Cowboys game too that tied 40-40. There's so many
you
games.
Can do
even the Bears 49ers.
The Broncos Giants game where they scored like 20 some odd points in the fourth quarter or whatever
to come
it was.
Back on Demarius Thomas's Memorial game as well. There
were a lot of great games this year, but those three to me are the ones that kind of stick out and stand out to me.
So many good ones.
And I'm surprised you didn't say a Patriot game. We really didn't have, the playoff games were awesome. The
second Buffalo game between you guys was
that game was
fantastic.
Good. Henderson had the long runs, and it ended up coming down to really close. But no, my favorite one though I think was that Seattle.
Yeah, the Seattle Rams.
That Seattle Rams game was really.
I'm biased, really fun. But I did really like that game as well. I think, some of the playoff games we got too were awesome as well. The Bears Packers third matchup, just. Equally is,
How crazy does that sound?
God, I love it. This was a great NFL season, seriously. Then moving on to individual performances, there was a game where Jonathan Taylor had 4 touchdowns. I think maybe 2 games, if I'm getting that right, where he had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence had 6 touchdowns one game. There are just so many. Myles Garrett having, I think, 4 or 5 sacks.
5 sacks against the Patriots.
Yeah, 5 sacks. Yes. It's just, I can't remember the last time. I know Khalil Mack had 6 maybe in a game a few years ago, but other than that, most I've ever seen in a long time.
My best, I think, individual performance probably goes to Bijan Robinson against the Rams because he single-handedly almost lost or almost beat me in the fantasy championship.
That's right.
As I was up by almost 43 points.
I forgot about that.
So that to me sticks out the most because I was watching that game. Just
that was a $500.
There's no way.
There's a lot of money on
There's no way I lose this right now because Bijan just decides to go for 40 points against a Rams defense that is supposed to be really good.
One of the performances from the games we just brought up, the Puka performance, where he had I think 10 or 11 catches, 225, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just insanity. There were, I think defensive performances too, just as a whole unit. Seattle had multiple games where it was over after the first quarter.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But the Texans too, just demolished some teams. There were some performances. I feel like a lot of players as well came into their own. I think Daniel Jones, his story was great. Just sucks how it ended with, I feel like there were a lot of, again, there's always going to be unfortunate injuries, but I think moving on to teams, Colts were a very surprising team, and then they were a very disappointing team. But I think none two more surprising teams than the teams that made the Super Bowl this year, quite honestly.
Yeah.
You can't really.
Yeah, you can't argue. On paper, Seattle had a really good roster, especially on the defense side of the ball. You still had Jackson Smith, but you traded away, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, so you really didn't know how that was going to look. You had your running backs because Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet have been there. Yeah, but the quarterback, you were expecting, hey, he did this in Minnesota. There's a good chance he can come and do this with a decent offense, a good defense, and obviously that's what he did. He's in the Super Bowl now. I would say the Patriots, the Bears.
Yeah.
I'd go Seattle.
Very surprising.
The Colts for the first 8 weeks of the season. If Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, who knows what that looks like. The Jaguars.
Very surprising.
There were a lot of good teams this year. Disappointing
Even the Panthers.
teams.
How about
some of the Panthers?
The Panthers surprised a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Disappointing teams. I would go with the Falcons. I would go with Tampa.
Yeah.
I would go with...
I think the Cardinals were really disappointing.
Yeah.
Just 'cause, I don't think anyone expected them to be incredible, but I thought they'd be at least serviceable, fun to watch, something. Them and then Washington for different reasons, all the injuries. They just ended up being out of it after like 7 weeks.
I'd throw the 49ers in there just because of all the injuries. I know they made it to the playoffs, and I know they had a good season, but if you take away all their injuries, we could be talking about them being in the Super Bowl right now.
The Eagles.
What about the
Eagles? A little disappointing, with the offensive power they had and the amount of points they were able to score and not score.
Yeah.
The Raiders get a multi-billion-dollar stadium, and did we expect them to do that bad?
Raiders for the sheer fact of the what you brought up, I don't even know how long ago, how they had their starters that missed snaps.
They were like bottom. I think maybe they finished best in the league technically in games missed due to injury. Yeah, they were one of the healthiest teams.
They were one of the healthiest teams, but still just sucked. So that shows the type of team that they had and the type of roster they had. From the jump.
Yep.
Disappointed. I'd probably Tampa was really disappointing.
Tampa was really disappointing
with the offense they
just
had.
How they started out too.
Yeah.
You know who I would say is not disappointing, obviously, because you're in the Super Bowl, but shocking would be the Bills. When they literally had all the stars in the NFL line up for them to win this thing.
This was it.
And Josh Allen couldn't do it.
Speaking of Josh Allen, to go on a little bit on that, I think it's hilarious that he has. I'm sure you saw what he said in his little press conference of, well, if we don't do this, then we're probably playing this week and might be prepared. Like, Josh, you do know you had 5 turnovers that game, right?
Not only that, but you still had another game to play after that to get to where you're talking about.
And you do know you also have the most turnovers by any quarterback in the National Football League since 2018.
Yeah.
So let's not joke ourselves that you're like the reason why I think your head coach got fired.
Probably.
And now you're just being even it's funny, their whole head coaching search. It's like, great, you hired your best friend, Josh.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
even the comments that Joe Brady was saying on Pat McAfee after the fact, where he had to walk it back like a day later, talking about how I probably shouldn't have said that, but
it gives just, Gerard Mayo vibes.
It gives unserious vibes where it's just like, there's gonna be too much fun being had in that building. Where it's like for the Bears, I wouldn't trade anything for the offseason that we just went through and like the training camp that apparently we had players that have been in the league for a decade, like Kevin Byard and Grady Jarrett talking about this is the hardest training camp that they've ever had, tackling more than they ever had. I feel like it's going to be the exact opposite for a place like Buffalo, where it's just going to be like they're going to have ice cream trucks out there in the summer whenever it's really hot. It's you're not going to suffer.
I hear you. I got those vibes. I got
comfortable. It was a comfortable move.
Yeah, it was I heard someone say this of it's really hard or some people would rather walk to first base than swing the bat and try to hit a home run and strike out. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what Buffalo did.
Yeah.
They decided to play it safe, take the walk, go to first base, get on base, instead of swinging the bat to try to hit a home run to win the game. That's what it feels like to me.
Well, yeah, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa that one year, the crazy year where they just, I don't even know how many home runs they hit.
Don't forget about
They didn't come up to get a single. Nobody cared if they got a single.
No.
It was all about putting it over the fence.
But I'd go on the example of look at the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots had Gerard Mayo. They knew, Robert Kraft knew that he did not have who he needed to lead this team.
Fired him.
He wanted to hit a home run. He didn't want to just be like, I promised him the job when Bill Belichick was here. Let's let him have it for a couple years and let's see how it goes. Let's see if he develops. Like, he was willing to take that risk to swing the bat and hit a home run, and look where we are a year later.
Ironically, he hires another former player.
This is true, but another former player who had a lot of experience and been to AFC Championship games, won divisions.
Yep.
So yeah, it's interesting to me of the teams who are willing to swing the bat to try to hit a home run than to just walk to first and be happy you're on base. And those are the teams that we consistently see in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. I mean, you look at the teams who do make the Super Bowl over the past 20 years, it's all like the same teams. It's all the same teams.
Yeah. Well, it's just like there's two different pools in the NFL almost, where it is just like you have the serious teams, the competitive ones, and the teams that are more worried about making money and filling their stadium to a degree, where it's really just running the operation without it crumbling beneath your feet and not really focused on growing you're fine where you're at,
or too scared to make that change to level up your organization. And yeah, it's just that's how it's always going to be, and that's how it's always going to run. But that's how I look at it. Some teams are willing to take that chance, and some teams they're just happy to be there and happy to be on base, looking at all the fans while they're trying to steal second.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think it was. I'm sure there are so many different games, individual performances.
It was a great season,
especially for like fantasy purposes. Like mine was tied to kind of like a fan. Like I'm sure you can go down the list of players that either won you a league and you were down by 30, or
a game-winning play ended up winning you that week in fantasy just based off who caught that pass. But yeah, seriously, it was a great NFL season. Could not complain at all. One of the most competitive and parity-filled NFL seasons.
A lot of injuries, but that's like that every year. You just hope that it's none of your favorite players or you're on your team.
Hopefully the Bears have a healthy defense next year. We'll see if anything's different.
I hope there's Malik Neighbors. I hope he's Cam Scattaboo. He was awesome. Mahomes, say what you want. The NFL's better when he's playing. Who else? Gosh, who else?
I mean, there's
season. There's so many.
But onto a Super Bowl special version of fourth and long.
20. Fourth and 21, not the way you want to try to extend it.
So Super Bowl special version, I don't know about that, but this morning Adam Schefter tweeted out that it has been reported through NFL insiders that Robert Kraft was not elected to the Hall of Fame. So is this pettiness or is this something else of what's going on with these Patriots?
Yeah. Well, I have one question because I asked this before the show started, that why was this Kraft's, because this was his first ballot being eligible. What made him eligible now as compared to he's like 85.
Yeah, because Jerry Jones is in.
Jerry Jones was in forever ago.
Why was this Kraft's first I don't know ballot being eligible for the Hall of Fame? Regardless, he should have been in. When did he buy the team? Sometime in the 90s?
It was like 98 or 90 some, right before they moved to Foxborough. Then they moved to Foxborough, and
he has like a 2-3 year get up year, and then they start winning rings, and they win 6 total.
Well, it's your explanation. Crazy. With the clip we posted of you kind of talking about Bill Belichick and how if you can't tell the history of a game or of the sport without that person, then they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that perfectly, and we had a ton of people agree with you. It's the same thing with this. The owner of the team, to where you literally can't, describe the Patriots or the NFL in the 2000 to now currently without that whole organization.
They were a joke before he bought that team.
They were, and he openly says that because he was a season ticket holder. He was there all the time.
Well, they made a Super Bowl in '85 against the Bears, and largely they didn't deserve to be there. They just, they somehow
that should have been against the Dolphins.
They somehow beat
the Dolphins that year, and it just, No, the Patriots were not really important to the NFL. Outside of that 1 year, they were never winning rings or anything like that. Nothing close to what we saw the last 25 years. And it's just, how do you not, because Tom Brady's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Is he?
At this rate,
is he?
I wouldn't be shocked if he wasn't.
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
I don't know. You just make, there's other players we might need to vote for first before Tom. He's going to get in, so why does he have to get in this year?
Could you, you can already imagine what happens if he doesn't make it in first ballot?
It really tarnishes the
Does the Hall of Fame just kind of close down?
It really
they stop taking members.
Well, it's like, is Gronk going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? You know what I mean? It's stuff like that.
Everyone on the Patriots gets punished.
I think it's tarnished it a little bit. I think, obviously the owner, Bill Belichick, I think, had a bigger role and impact than the owner. So if one person was going to get snubbed, I would have thought it would have been Kraft instead of Belichick. Yeah. It's just it tarnishes it, and it's hard not to now kind of look at it and go, okay, there's a little bit of bias against this organization for some reason.
It's just outrageous. It seriously is, and Jerry Jones, correct me if I'm wrong. Jerry I'm sure he did enough to make the Hall of Fame, but he didn't do as much as Kraft did.
No, when it comes to
they won 3 or 4 years, I think, of the 90s, right? 3 or 4 rings. And then, he hasn't, how does Jerry Jones get in and not Kraft? I'm trying to look at them equally, and there's no way that even if they're even, there's no reality where Jerry Jones is above Kraft as an owner. And
when it comes to the ultimate goal of what the goal is every season in the NFL, which is winning a Super Bowl and having a successful team for many, many years.
Having a relevant team.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's
craziness.
It's tarnished. It's tarnished it.
Yeah, well, pettiness. Okay, so I know we mentioned the flag football game tonight, but I have a question. So are you going to be watching the game, or there's a full slate of NBA games, Dylan? We know you're an NBA fan. Mm-hmm. What are we watching tonight? We watching the Pro Bowl? We at least taking a peek, or forget about it?
I'm not even going to turn it on.
I'm not even going to turn it on. Yeah, I could probably care less.
Okay. And if they know any better, they're probably not going to post many highlights. I don't know why they're not. There have been no marketing. Seriously, no marketing tools used for this game. And most people, I think we had questions. I saw so many social media posts over the weekend talking about how, one, people thought the Super Bowl was this weekend. And two, like,
how do you
something happened.
You're not
something
a fan
happened
if you
with the
thought it was
NFL's
this
marketing this year that just, I don't know if they didn't plan enough or if they had the wrong person in a certain position, but yeah. And then on top of that, I've seen a lot of people complain about the Super Bowl merchandise this year, and how it's really basic, and it's just be careful, NFL.
Well, I've seen the jerseys with the patches on them, and like every jersey, the patch is in like a different spot. So like for some jerseys, it's like up here. For some, it's like here, and it's like. These, like, you're charging $160.
Just remember, you left Nike for this.
Well, they didn't leave Nike. They just made Fanatics the main kind of same thing with MLB. And when those new jerseys came out, and it was like they were like all see through, and you can like see people's MLB underwear and all that stuff. So in like the names on the back got smaller, and like it wasn't like stitched, and just all of that. And it's Fanatics, and they've like with anything, companies try to save as much money as they can, cut corners, and when you're as big as the NFL and the MLB, people are gonna see it. People are gonna start to catch on, and it's been kind of bad.
So Dawson, speaking of jerseys, what jersey do you have on there?
That's not Mac Jones, is it?
Oh, look at that!
May.
There it is.
It is not.
He got it out.
You're never gonna put on that other number 10.
No, that other number 10 can.
Very tempted to
it's gonna stay there.
Okay. One last thing here. So, okay, guys. So let's teleport back to yesterday. You guys are invited to Super Bowl Media Day. You are cruising around, and you get to ask one question to one of the players on either team. What player are you asking the question to, and what question is it that you're going to ask?
I would ask Drake May. He's 23 years old. I mean, I'm 25. He's 2 years younger than me. And he's playing in the Super Bowl right now. And, with NFL, just everything going. His wife with Bakemas and how popular she's got.
Bake May.
I would just look at him. And even his brothers played at North Carolina basketball.
Two of them have a national championship.
Yeah, his family is very well known, I think, across the sports world and just social media, and him being as good as he was this year in the Super Bowl, like that just comes. I would ask him, like, dude, how are you? Like, you're 23 years old. What does this feel like? Like you should be you should still be in college to how college football has kind of been, with guys staying as long as they can.
There are some people, no, not even some. There are multiple, a lot of athletes in college that are older than him.
Oh, and I would ask him the sheer question of just how are you dealing with all this? And how are you trying to take it all in? How are you trying to enjoy it? How are you, dealing with the pressure? How are with how young you are, with how that's what I would ask. And with all the money you're getting, I could only imagine having millions of dollars at 23 years old. I graduated college at 23 years old. That's insane. Of just all the pressure, everything. How are you dealing with that?
I just thought of my question.
That's what I would ask. So
I would ask Stephon Diggs what was in the bag.
That's a good one too.
what was the big substance?
That's a good one too.
And then I would ask him what it's like to finally make a Super Bowl after being so close for he was close on the Vikings. We remember the Minneapolis Miracle against the Saints.
Yeah.
And the Bills, they were close multiple times, even if they didn't make it past the divisional round. Some years it felt like if they won that game in the divisional round, they would have been the team to make it to the Super Bowl. So I'd probably ask Stephon Diggs that, and then on top of that, I'm kind of curious.
So
if there were another player that I think would be cool would be Sam Darnold. To ask him, cool. Hey, what was it like to be a number 1 overall pick? Everyone, thinking you're going to be this, and then you don't equivalate to shit. You do what you did on the Jets. Everyone knows. You bounce around teams. You go to the Vikings. You have an amazing year at the Vikings. They still don't believe in you. Mm-hmm. You got to go to another team. You do this with the Seahawks. If the Seahawks don't re-sign you, then what now? I think they will. So I would also ask Sam Darnold, hey, how are you dealing with just everything that you've gone through with your NFL journey
on your 5th team?
What would you advice to anyone, or he would be a great person to ask a question to about that. Yeah. Of how are you dealing with this? How have you stayed focused?
He went from the Jets to the Panthers to the Niners to the Vikings, and now he's on the Seahawks. 5th team. I'd be curious, quarterback only, if there were another player that had been on that many teams, 4 other teams before making it to a Super Bowl as the quarterback of a team. I'd be,
and not the backup.
Yes, not the backup. No, starter and part of a large part of the reason you're there.
He was never the starting quarterback for San Francisco, right?
No.
So that one, no. But yeah, Sam Darnold would be another one to just pick his brain and go, how have you? How have you stayed focused, and how have you believed in yourself as much as you have to, kind of get you to this point?
Or if it's because of Kyle Shanahan. Like to pick his brain on that. Was San Francisco really that crucial to your development? Yeah. Because it seems like most quarterbacks that go there, Mac Jones is going to get another job this year because of his time in San Fran. It's quarterback factory over there, apparently.
So you just made me think of a couple more questions here. So let me just throw these out at you, and you tell me what you think would be the most interesting conversation. How about Stephon Diggs talking to Drake May and sharing his perspective on getting here versus Drake being so new? That's the first one. What about Dan Marino, who got to a Super Bowl his 2nd season, never got back? What would he say to Drake May? And I guess lastly, what would maybe Sam Darnold to Drake May, but just, I think Drake May is the most interesting story to me.
I think coach to coach too.
Yeah.
Different paths.
Yeah. All those questions I think would be great, and maybe they were asked and they just haven't been shared, because I know a lot of stuff. Someone asked Drake May if they're trying to win the game this weekend, and he just wanted to be
well,
what?
It would also
are you playing to win this week?
What is
so
that?
Tom Brady though?
Well, I don't have I don't have another game after this, so probably
Tom Brady though got to a Super Bowl his 2nd season. Now, obviously, he went to a whole lot more. And then that conversation would be interesting between Tom Brady and Dan Marino, where one and done versus is Drake May, is he going to be the next Tom Brady?
Either, next Tom Brady or next Dan Marino. You just never know. And that's why with these opportunities, you have to take advantage of them.
Yeah. So when they say, do you really need to win this game? Are you serious?
Because there's no, and I saw, I can't remember who it was. I think it was a Denver player of there's no guarantee that you're ever playing another AFC championship game or NFC championship game or playoff game.
Another football game.
Yeah. So you have to, try to capitalize as much as you can on these opportunities, because you just never know with how fast things can change in the NFL. And we've seen that with the teams who are good, and then the teams who aren't good, and the teams who come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Every year there's new teams in and out.
Got asked, is this a must win? And they were giving him shit for it because he's like, yes. What was he supposed to say? No, it's not a must win. We're good. We'll be here next year.
There are some presences in the media that
shouldn't have their
I don't get it.
media
Like when
privileges.
people tell us that they should make podcast equipment more expensive, they should make microphones more expensive.
or media passes, to those events to be able to ask questions.
We'll get to Super Bowl Media Day and we'll ask some actual questions, and I will have the balls to ask Stephon Diggs what's in the bag.
I saw someone ask him what his favorite
favorite
Cardi B song was, and he said "WAP" backwards and like winked at the camera, and everyone started laughing. So that was pretty funny. But no, I mean those are all fair questions. I think the quarterbacks obviously, are the two because they've come from completely different paths. I think those two would be the for me personally would be the most fun to kind of pick their brain and go, have you dealt with this from you being on 5 separate teams, no one believing in you, and then Drake May being the second year, new head coach, 23 years old, all this pressure, all this attention on you, MVP candidate, second team All Pro, at 23 years old, that comes with a lot.
Oh, it's crazy.
So when you were younger, though, here's what I love about the Super Bowl. I love the whole day leading up to it and all the stories, the hours and hours of pregame. I actually love that because it's about all these stories and it's amazing. When you were younger, Dawson, I don't think you really paid that much attention to those stories.
I did.
But now, it would be so interesting to hear these stories and the paths that it took to get there. And like you said, there's just no guarantees in life in general, let alone this.
Well, and that's what makes sports so great is you have, 53 guys plus the coaching staff, plus the water boys, the equipment staff, like all these people who different backgrounds, different colleges, different states, different family life, different ways of growing up, different ways of tying your shoes, of how you get dressed, and just everything, and you come together.
That's a good point. I mean, they're bringing up some players putting left sock on, left cleat on, then right sock, right cleat.
Oh well, you don't need to ask Dawson about being superstitious about this season.
It's just so funny to me, or not funny, but it just is what makes sports why people love it, and this is why I hate when some people come out and they try to play down and diminish people who care about sports and watch sports. Like, oh, you're a loser if you watch sports. You're cheering on other grown men. Like, go out and make money. Like, oh, you sit on your couch for 4 hours on Sunday after a long weekend and you cheer on people on a makeshift team on fantasy football to play against your friends. Like,
damn right I do.
You're damn right I do, and I'll do it every fucking day of the week if that's what it takes.
I don't think people give Gary Vee shit for rooting for the Jets.
It's just fun. This is what, and people who say that type of stuff, they've never played sports in their life.
Yep.
They don't know what a team is. They don't know what a relationship is. They don't know. I mean, all they've ever done is thought about themselves. They probably aren't married. They probably have no significant others. They probably don't have any friends that they talk to or hang out with. That's why they don't get invited to play fantasy football. Because
you just don't have a fantasy football league.
Yeah,
and you're bitter.
You just don't have enough friends to create a league to have fun with all your friends.
Yeah, and no one wants to join an all random.
And then when you have joined one, you're the one that sits there and fucking complains all year. And this is stupid. This is just luck. This is bullshit.
And then you got to think, am I the problem?
That's the type of person you are. But no, look, this is why sports is great. I mean, you have all these different guys who come together on a team with a common goal, and you put aside political beliefs, you put aside skin color, you put aside all these different things to practice, to be motivated, and to try to reach the top of your sport, of why you started playing when you were, 6-7 years old.
That's right. I remember.
So that's what I didn't even try to do that.
That's right. 6-7. Did he just say 6-7 again?
That's my opinion on all that.
Guys, that's all I got for fourth and long. Let's get to it.
It's time for the big game. The game that we wait every year for. Starts in August, ends in February, and then we're depressed for 7 months until it all starts over again. But as someone, first off, since we're about halfway through the episode, make sure you guys leave a like, drop some comments, follow our social media pages, subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate all of the support, and give us some of your favorite Super Bowl memories. But my question to Dawson, because, as someone who has done this more than a few times, almost half his life, what does your Super Bowl preparation look like? Week leading up to the game, day of the game, hour before the game? How many donuts will you have on Sunday?
I try not to pay too much attention.
Bullshit.
I mean, no.
Come on. You're so superstitious.
When I say I try not to pay too much attention to like all like this media stuff, because none of this stuff matters. Like, yeah, it's cool. You get some cool stories out of it. Like, you know, I remember when Tom Brady, like, someone asked like who his hero was, and that was really cool because it was the Super Bowl where his mom like had cancer, and you know, you never know how that affects someone. Or like, you know, I think the cool part is you really get 2 weeks to game plan and to study the other team. And I think whoever does that the best normally is the winner of this game. Whoever takes that serious and whoever really, really does because I remember like Tom Brady talking about when they played the Chiefs when he was playing for the Bucks. And he was like, I knew the Chiefs defense, like that was the most locked in I've ever been, ever.
Well, I just remember the clip. I will always go back to the clip of Tom Brady. I think he takes a snap and then turns his back to the defense to fake the ball to Fournette. And as Fournette is like being faked the ball, he says, Tampa 2. Yeah. Cover 2.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that to where it really, like, I think the Super Bowl is more than just, okay, let's roll the ball out there and play. I think with how much time you get and the preparation you get to prepare for the other team, it really comes down to what are they going to do that I can watch and I can start to catch on of game trends to know if I'm a quarterback, if I'm a defender, you know, whatever it is of if they motion Jackson Smith into the, like, there's a good chance that, you know, 60% of the time he's doing this based off what I've watched. True. You know, from their whole season. So I think that's where I find it fascinating and I pay attention to. But as in all the media stuff, I think, because I mean, some players like Alshon Jeffrey for the Eagles, he's notorious, and even Marshawn Lynch of like, this is stupid. Like, why do we not just
so I don't get
why
fined.
do we not just show up on Friday and treat it like a normal? Like, why does it have to be all this? And you know, obviously we know why, but as the players, like, they probably wish it was just a normal week.
For a game.
Yeah. So preparing me though, like I do
as a fan, do you have a special meal that you make every time the Patriots make a Super Bowl?
This year specifically, I have gone to Dunkin' Donuts every single Sunday and gotten one blueberry donut. I have done that every single Sunday.
Even after the Raiders Week 1 game, you continued that trend.
I continued to do it. I did it.
Some would never get a donut again.
I did it the whole year. I got one blueberry Dunkin' Donut.
Yes.
With your dog.
With my dog in the front seat. We did it every single week. And that's what I did. So this year, that's kind of the... You know, sometimes, like, when I was younger, I would, like, make sure I had the same sweatshirt on, like, with the jersey and stuff like that.
I wish I had traditions like that, Chris.
Your mother, like, would go off in a different room.
Yeah, like,
that was the 28-3.
Like, Mom would... I remember with the 28-3, as we were coming back, Mom went upstairs, and we, like, started coming back, and she would, like, be cheering upstairs, and I remember one time she, like, went over to, like, the banister, I was like, get back in the room! Get back in there! Go!
So many strange superstitions in the culture.
You know, obviously it's not, like, none of what I do is going to affect anything.
We don't know that.
Never know. I mean, you got that jersey on. Maybe they'll call you up.
This year, though, it has been Dunkin' Donuts. That has been my thing this year. So I will be going Sunday morning to get Dunkin' Donuts. I think I'm picking up some people from the airport Sunday morning, so I'll probably do that on the way there. Yeah, that's kind of how I've done it. But then come to the game, I do like watching all the pregame because they have cool stories and they do like cool intros for each team, and you know, I do enjoy all that. And you know, it makes it cooler. I also really like the Super Bowl patches. Like back in the day, like it was like, hey, like, you know, we made the Super Bowl. Everyone is going to be talking about my team and watching my team. Like, will it really suck if we lose? Of course. But my team's in the Super Bowl. My team's on the biggest stage. My team gets the cool logo on the jersey, and we get to, you know, bet on that of what color's the Gatorade and what color's the coin flip and all the crap that goes into it.
First, like,
so it is really, and I know I know you kind of can't really testify to that.
No.
But it is really cool.
Most people can't.
Most people can't.
That's why I asked you the question.
And I know how privileged and how special that is. And I know I know that. And I know
I'm
you know
over
I know
50
that.
and I've got to do that one time.
It's a lot
I'm halfway to 50 and I haven't done it once yet.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Just the
fuck.
lead up and just everything that goes into it and all the extra media during like the day of the game with like the cool intros and like I remember The Rock did it one year and like they normally get like a celebrity of whoever's favorite like for the Eagles they always did Bradley Cooper and he always did a good job with that. It's a lot of fun, especially when it is your team, and it feels like all the eyeballs are on the team that you watched every single Sunday. Yep. Most people didn't, but you did, and now everyone is kind of watching your team on the one Sunday.
So maybe one day.
That's how I would
Save us, Caleb.
Okay, so Dawson, what's the path to victory for this game for the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've been thinking about it a lot. I think I have a couple stats that I want to read because I just don't want to sit here and say, well, I feel like they're going to be better. And I feel like, I like to back some stuff up that I say with some stats. So the one stat that's really sticks out to me is the NFL pass rush leaders, 60 plus snaps or more. We've got 2 of the top 5 guys right now. We've got Milton Williams and Barmore.
Oh,
Milton Williams is
our
interior lineman.
Oh, wow.
And when you look at the interior linemen of the Seahawks, they have not performed pretty great this year.
Yeah.
For offensive linemen.
Oh,
not
really?
defensive linemen. Offensive linemen.
Okay.
So to me, that's the game within the game that everyone is looking at on all aspects of offense, defense, cornerbacks,
Trenches.
wide receivers, the trend, all of that. So to me, I feel like you load the box. You stop the run with Kenneth Walker because we've done a really, really good job of stopping the run against some really good running backs this year. So it's not like I'm just making that up out of thin air to where, well, all of a sudden we're going to stop the run. We've been doing it all year.
It's risky, though, to do with Njigba, and you've got Shaheed and then Kupp as well.
Completely agree.
Gonzalez and Marcus Jones and Carlton Davis are going to need to have
so that's where I'm getting at. If we can load the box and really sell out to stop the run first couple quarters, maybe the first 2 quarters with our 2 guys that I just mentioned who are been playing very, very well together when healthy. Mm-hmm. You have our 2 rookie safeties who have played very well, and you have Gonzalez, you have Marcus Jones, and you have Carlton Davis in the secondary. I think you blitz the way we have the whole postseason. Yeah. To create, that ghost pressure, pun intended, with Sam Darnold, because that's what I think. Call me crazy, but I think we literally go, okay, if you're going to score points, Sam Darnold, you're going to have to throw, and you're going to have to make some really good reads, fast reads, while we're blitzing the shit out of you. Yeah. And if that's what we do, and Sam Darnold carves us up, kudos to you, dude.
You died on your sword.
But I think that is what the game plan should be on the defensive side of the ball for us. Load the box, sell out stopping the run. We've done it all year because you cannot let Sam Darnold get in those rollout pass action or play action because he has killed teams in that all year. Very good rolling out. Mm-hmm. Their play calling has been amazing with when they get the run going. So
and they're going to have they're going to be playing like this is, I'm sure the Patriots are too, but different because the Patriots aren't expected to lose anybody important next year. I mean, their coaching staff is staying largely the same. Clint Kubiak, this is his last game as a Seahawk. Their GM confirmed it, I think, yesterday. Yeah. So this is it. Yeah. He's going to be a head coach of the Raiders after this game. Yeah. So.
But that's what I think. I think we stopped the run. We've been doing it all year. So again, I'm not like pulling from thin air. Like all of a sudden we're going to be able to stop the run. We've done it all year. The stats back that up.
They've only had like 2 rushers in total all season.
And that's when Williams was out for that. Yeah. He was put on IR for those 5 games leading up to the Super. And ever since he's come back, we haven't let anyone. So do that. Use your really good secondary who has played very well. We're very fast. Our 2 safeties have played good. Our linebackers are fast. Maybe not the biggest, but we've got some athletic linebackers to get from sideline to sideline.
Good coverage, guys.
Take our points. Drake May, do not turn over the ball.
Don't fumble.
No fumbles. End every possession in a kick, whether that's a PAT, scoring a touchdown, a field goal, a punt. Do not turn over the ball. And I also think that we're going to be able to, I think, run the ball fairly decent against this, because let's not kid ourselves. As good as the Seahawks have looked, they have led some games. They've led a lot of yards to some good offenses and some good teams.
Oh yeah.
So I think we can really get the run game going. I'd hope to get Henderson going a little bit more than he has been in the playoff games, kind of how he was in the regular season.
Yeah. You would think.
Drake May, use your legs, get out of the pocket. From reports, his shoulder's fine. I know he was on the injury report for that, and that could be a reason why. He had some missed throws in the Denver game. Who knows? Who really cares at this point? But that's what I see. And I will stick to my guns. I truly think that the Patriots have the biggest coaching advantage that we've seen in a long time when it comes to Super Bowls. I mean, Josh McDaniels has fucking coached in 10 Super Bowls. Yeah. And Mike Vrabel has won Super Bowls. Yeah. And coached in a lot of big games, AFC Championship games this year with the Titans, with everything. So I really give the upper hand to the preparation of how the Patriot coaches are going to handle the moment for their players over Seattle. And if that could mean, not turning over the ball in the first couple quarters, where Seattle could come out a little jittery and, maybe make some mistakes that they're not used to making, who knows? Yeah, maybe. But I do give the edge 100% to the Patriots coaching staff. Over Seattle's coaching staff. Now, players and personnel and receivers, that's a whole different story. But some of the stuff that I just said, stopping the run, kind of playing your secondary, how they've been playing. We're very athletic, very fast. Double team Smith and Njigba when you can. Force Sam Darnold to pass the ball and make reads quick with the pressure that we're probably going to send on him. And, you never know. We might see... the other thing, too, is I think Sam Darnold, I know I'm kind of talking a lot right now. Sam Darnold, he is like 1 touchdown to like 11 interceptions in career games against the Patriots. Now, I know that's when he was on the Jets, and I know all of that.
That was pre-Kyle Shanahan.
But at the same time, trends are there. I also think it was funny, everyone saw the little fat chunky groundhog that saw his shadow. Yeah. Every time that little bastard has seen his shadow, Patriots have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and his accuracy is also like 40%.
Hey, it was a cherry pick stat, but you know what? It helps me. It helps me sleep at night. So no, it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like a lot of people were saying when this first got announced.
I just hope it's high scoring.
I think it's going to be
points.
Haley had, because her family does a Super Bowl prediction every year. My prediction is 27-17 Patriots. That's my score prediction. I think it will be a defensive battle in the first half. Teams will figure it out. There's going to be some mistakes. Who makes those mistakes is going to be up to Drake May and Sam Darnold and how those defenses decide to play them.
True.
But I think 27-17 Patriots is my score prediction.
All right.
And Drake May MVP. That's what I'll go with. Because I think if they're going to win, I mean, he's going to have to... He's going to have to play amazing.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this game. I genuinely don't. But I do think it's going to be really good. I think Seattle's got a very good defense, so I think a lot of this falls on Drake May and the O-line's shoulders, regardless of how good the defense plays, because if you can't score points, you're going to end up punting the ball. You're going to end up giving Darnold better field position, and y'all's defense will get tired eventually. So you got to sustain drives. Have to use both your running backs. Use everyone on your offense. It's been at its best when everybody's touching the ball anyways. So I think don't stray too far away from what got you here in the first place, like some teams forget to do in the playoffs. So yes, like you said, die on your sword, blitz, and make Sam Darnold uncomfortable. Make him prove that he's not the same Sam Darnold that played you guys when he was on the Jets. So I think it's going to be a little closer. I think it's probably going to be like 20-17, maybe 23-17. And like the last team, the team that has the ball is the one that's trying to come back. So it's going to be close. I think firework finish. And I'm gonna mull this over a little bit more before I pick my winner, because I genuinely don't know. But I do think before we get into our pick'ems, I looked this up. This is ridiculous. This might be the most expensive it's ever been. but so expensive that Marvel and other big companies have just completely said, fuck paying for Super Bowl advertisements. 30-second ad, $7 to $10 million each.
You know, it's not even as big a deal as what it used to be either, because now all the commercials come out before the game.
Oh, they just air on social media.
They're all on YouTube. You
don't have to see them right
So
there.
you know what you ought to do is just get somebody really good to do your SEO, put the right hashtags in there, release your videos, and call a Super Bowl commercial.
Do it for free.
And you can do it for free.
Well, and when you're as big as of a company as like for instance, like Doritos and Budweiser and all the beer companies.
Let me ask you this though. Does this mean, because I just kind of skipped over that, and does this mean we're not getting a new Avengers trailer?
So I actually was just going to say that because the official like Doom, because I know they've been sprinkling in those little ones. We were supposed to get like the big main one for Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, they'll probably still put it out. It's just going to be on YouTube. And it won't cost them a dime.
Yeah, they're going to post it when they want to post it.
People will still see it.
Oh, I mean, that's one of the few companies that has more reach than the NFL. So it's they don't need you guys. Yeah. That's crazy.
But no, I mean, you know, it kind of sucks because I think for a lot of people, that's why you kind of watch the Super Bowl.
I love
like a lot of people like watch the Super Bowl to see what funny commercials came out of it.
I love.
Am I wrong for that?
They're the best.
No, yeah, that's it. Well, a lot of.
I
would say a lot of the moms, but although that's changed because a lot of women do root for sports now and their teams and the NFL. But it used to be that.
I mean, it was like people would create like
the guys watched the game and the gals were there to watch the commercials.
Doritos commercial, Budweiser. Who's going to be the first beer? Who's going to be the first chip? Who's going to be the first restaurant? If it was Burger King or Chick-fil-A, whatever it was. I remember going to parties and that's what it was.
Lost a lot of its magic.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, what one of my favorite is the what was it? It was the puppy
monkey baby.
The puppy monkey
for Mountain
baby
Dew.
for Mountain Dew.
Puppy monkey
the Doritos ones were always legit too.
Yeah, I like there's a Doritos one where a baby gets slingshot. Like there's a grandma with like on a rocking chair with the baby. And the older brother is on a play set, like taunting them with a Dorito bag. And she slingshots the baby and just grabs the Doritos bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
There were some really good ones back in the day. And it has, I think, lost its aura.
It's lost its touch.
It's lost its touch the past couple years.
It has.
Well, $7 million for 30 seconds is ridiculous.
So my question to you is, what like, there's going to be commercials. So what company views that as like, hey, this is worth it? Like,
we're gonna get a ChatGPT commercial,
and we don't have to get into as to why, but it'll be Budweiser.
Yeah, I've already
Budweiser's been hurting for the last few years.
One of them.
A lot.
You should look up the one they just made. It's pretty. They use Freebird and a horse and an American Eagle. That's all you need to know.
No,
it's pretty good.
It's going to be interesting to see, you know, because all this stuff is public, of who was willing to spend, you know, and let's not joke ourselves either. There's no 30 second. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who decided to pay that.
It's a lot of money. That's a lot of
another
money.
thing that I think is also going to be very, very interesting on all aspects of how you view things going on in today's world is the halftime show.
Yeah.
I think this year's halftime show could be one of the most controversial halftime shows we've seen ever.
It might be, but I just feel like at some point they're just doing that to try and hype it up, just so people watch anyways.
You're right. It's just...
Yeah, but did you hear, though, on the other halftime show, who they just announced is going to be doing the other halftime show?
Who? What?
It just got announced this morning. Kid Rock. So Kid Rock's doing the other halftime show on the other.
Kid Rock has been tied to the Patriots for a long time. Of like going to games with Robert Kraft and stuff. Yeah, it's, you know, regardless of what you think,
in an upside
there's
down
a lot of
world
different opinions out there. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I just think it's going to be another halftime show. I really don't think it's going to be anything crazy.
It's gonna. That will be interesting too.
Yes.
Especially in the world we live in with social media and everyone having an opinion and saying something. Gonna be that's gonna Twitter is gonna explode.
If the craziest thing that happens is that he wears a dress and speaks Spanish, oh no! Oh
hey,
God, the sky is falling.
For me though, you know what
why?
The biggest
My masculinity.
The biggest FU though for the Patriots right now would be to go out and win this Super Bowl, and it's like FU to the Hall of Fame. How funny would that be?
God,
that's what people are saying now.
They should bring Bill Belichick out as an honorary captain.
Malcolm Butler,
And
Malcolm Butler, Bill Belichick,
and they can make
and
up
Tom Brady.
right then and there.
No, Tom Brady actually kind of pissed me off what he said. He said,
I don't have a dog in this fight.
Someone asked, and he was like, I don't have a dog in this fight. May the best team win. And people are like, dude, you do realize you have a fucking statue outside of the stadium, right?
Nope.
Like, you do realize that. Like, you did that this year.
Yeah.
So
he's Tom Brady.
Yeah, that annoyed me a little bit. That annoyed me.
Well, but think about it though. Okay, kind of like when Vrabel had to say, "Yeah, this is a must-win game." He had to say that. He's a part owner in the Raiders.
Yeah, and that's why it annoys me.
true.
That's why it annoys me because I know why he was saying it, and I know why he had to say that because he's a broadcaster and he's a part owner. But it's just like, dude. Like, seriously, you get in trouble if you say, yeah, I'm going to pick the team that I won 6 fucking Super Bowls.
But remember,
for that
when he
reason,
got
they'll
inducted
probably
to the
never
Ring
trade
of
with
Honor,
the Raiders.
remember his speech? He talked about this was his home. He said all those things.
Yeah, he did.
So
it is, but he's just, to me, he's covering his ass, and he's trying not to get in trouble, and I just wish...
Media trained response.
I wish it was a little bit... I wish he would have come out a little different.
no comment.
Fair. But onto... So we've got... Let's save our pick'ems for the very last thing we do. But before that, we've got a little bet of the week parlay that we're going to put together for i75Live. Because, I mean, people do this anyways. Why not us? We didn't do it last year.
We didn't.
So this is our Super Bowl special bets of the week. Chris, you're included in this. First one. What's the Gatorade color?
Purple.
Ready? Well, it has to be blue. Both teams are blue.
Purple.
Both teams have blue colors. I think it's blue. You think it's purple?
I'm going purple.
I think it was purple last year, actually, right?
Fuck, I hope it wasn't. I'm going purple.
It was either purple or yellow.
I'm going to stick with it. Purple.
I think blue. Blue Gatorade.
Blue's probably, the blue.
I think both teams have blue as their color. I think that is just that makes the most sense.
Yeah. I'll go blue.
I haven't looked at any of the odds. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
But coin flip outcome.
Heads never fails.
Tails never fails. Wrong.
Oh, we're not winning like who wins the flip? We have to say whether it's
coin
heads
flip
or tails?
outcome. Yeah, heads or tails. Because
So
we don't know
really
who they're going to pick.
Because the Patriots hope that they get to defer because they like to score and then get the ball back and score again. Yeah. So I'm going to say tails.
Tails never fails.
I'm going heads.
Tails never fails. All right.
I'm going heads.
Player prop for the game.
I'm going to go... I'm going to go with Stevenson touchdown.
Stevenson touchdown?
Stevenson anytime touchdown.
So, what about you, Chris? Do you have a player prop for the game?
I would take Drake May rushing yards. Over.
Drake May rushing yards?
Yeah, he's going to have to.
I'm going to take...
They don't even have these numbers out yet, by the way. We're just...
No, they probably don't.
Some stuff is out, but yeah, for the most part.
I'm going to take... Rashid Shaheed anytime touchdown.
Ooh, that's a...
And this leads into
like a kick return,
anytime touchdown. And this feeds into our last one, but Super Bowl MVP.
I will go Drake May just because I think they're going to win.
Drake May, Super Bowl MVP, Chris.
Yeah,
I would say quarterback. I'm going to say Drake May.
Drake May.
It really just comes down to who you think is going to win the game.
It does. It does.
If I had to pick one for Seattle, I'd probably go Jackson Smith if he goes for a touchdown and 100+ yards.
No way.
I don't think he will.
It goes to their quarterback.
Sometimes.
Maybe. I mean, Julian
Edelman.
Cup won it. Julian Edelman won it. So
yeah, Julian Edelman. Super Bowl MVP. See, like I just don't know who's gonna win. I genuinely don't. And I just
So pick one for each team.
Pick one for each team? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Sam Darnold and Stephon Diggs.
That'd be insane.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy
insane. The betting odds on that is probably pretty cool.
Oh, Stephon Diggs.
You know what I think is also going to happen? I think we're going to see at least 2 non-quarterbacks throw a pass in this game. I do think that.
Do we think we're going to get a fake?
And you know who I think is going to throw it? I think Cooper Kupp is going to throw it for the Patriots.
Or the Seahawks?
For the Seahawks. And I think...
Stevenson?
Henderson.
No.
Or Austin Hooper.
I think we see Hunter Henry throw one for the Patriots.
Throw a pass.
And you know why I think Cooper Kupp? Because he kind of like posted something on his Instagram of him throwing a football. Mm-hmm. So I think he didn't mean to do it.
You're not saying throw a pass. You're saying throw a touchdown.
No, throw a pass.
Oh, pass.
Like a non-quarterback throwing a pass.
So you're saying there's going to be 2 non-quarterbacks throw a pass, and you called the 2 players.
Plays.
And today's date is February 3rd. It's the Tuesday before the Super Bowl. You're making this prediction.
Cooper Kupp and Hunter Henry, I think, are going to be the two players, the two non-quarterbacks to throw a pass with some trick plays, because Josh McDaniels is notorious for it. Yeah, and I think Seattle, they've got something cooking just in case they want to throw something out there.
Yeah.
The same way most teams do. So I got Cooper Kupp, Hunter Henry throwing.
And then with these two teams being two of the better special teams with, all-pro returners, both of them, will there be a special teams touchdown?
Or you just literally view it as in, hey, we are not punting inbounds. You punt it out of bounds no matter what.
Either way.
We are not letting one of these guys
get
a free touchdown or a freebie. But even that, though, you look at the kick returns kick returns have been you try to get it right on the 1 to try to tackle them at the 20 instead of giving it to, a 35 for a touchback?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with the returners that both these teams have if we see either a big return, maybe not for a touchdown, but a big, to the 40-yard line or a big punt return. It wouldn't shock me, though, if one of them broke it.
I'm saying yes. I think either Shaheed or Marcus Jones scores a touchdown. That is it. I think what was that, 5?
No, I'm gonna listen. You didn't ask me though. I'm gonna say neither team scores.
No special teams touchdowns. Why not?
Because I think both teams are going to do what Dawson just said. I think they're going to play. They're going to play it safe. They know they don't want one play to determine the outcome of this game.
Yeah.
I think both teams will do the right thing and make sure they don't let this one go.
Especially
so I'm
going
to say both teams no.
Maybe not kick returns, but I think for punts, just play it safe and try to kick it out of bounds. And even if you sacrifice 10 yards of field position, I'd rather take 10 yards than let one of these returners go for a touchdown or a big return.
I haven't checked the forecast, but I really hope it's not going to rain.
From what I saw, I think it's supposed to be really nice.
Good.
Really
As
nice.
it should be.
No weather.
But onto our cut bet of the week. We're just going to take a, I guess.
I don't understand, though, why you guys are going to take this bet, because if Dawson predicted 27-17.
That hits.
Okay, that's 44.
That is.
That's under.
You're right.
And you're taking the over, and
do we want to switch to over or under?
I think this number is going to continue to go up. I think there's a better chance of this going over than this is staying under.
Yes. So our bet of the week
27
is the point
to 17 is not realistic.
Yeah, I mean, no, it is. I think if the game goes, but I think there's a better chance of more points being scored than less points being scored.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think this game's going to be 35-31.
See, that's a pretty high score.
That would be an awesome game.
That'd be an awesome game. Yeah.
Would be sick.
I think there's a better chance of more points being scored than less points.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So then, final question. It's time. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I've got the Patriots.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah, surprise. It's going to be a great game, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think both these teams are pretty evenly matchup-wise.
Yeah.
And it's the Super Bowl. Like I said last week, you'd never know who's going to be able to handle the pressure, handle, the whole feel of this game and how amplified it is. And it's going to come down to, I truly think, the coaches preparing their players for this. And that's why I give the edge to the Patriots, because Josh McDaniels has coached in 10 Super Bowls as an offensive coordinator. Mike Vrabel has won many
3,
Super Bowls.
I think, as a player.
So to me, the advantage goes to the coaches at preparing for this game. And I understand the players got to go out there and play, but Mike Vrabel's been putting his guys in positions all year, especially in the playoffs, to be successful. And I think we kind of see a repeat of that for this game. So I'll go with the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Patriots. I actually just checked to make sure if it was possible that I could beat Kaiser for the picks, and I can't. And so I am going to die on the sword with my friend, because I was prepared to say that, one, Seattle's defense, I think more so than any other defense, I've watched them multiple times this year, and I said it earlier, where the game has been over in the first quarter. And it's just, they're such a dominant unit. But fuck that. I don't care. Patriots, Drake May, it's Bakemas. Bakemas lasted until February. You already know she's got special treats all week for the Patriots players. Yeah. They're going to be hyped up on sugar, and they are going to win this game. I do think the Patriots win this game.
I got the Patriots as well. I just think it's part of it just called destiny.
Not going to hurt my feelings.
I think this is destiny.
Team of destiny.
Really. Hey, I'm rooting for the Patriots. I grew up. I was born in Seattle before we moved to Montana.
That is true.
You have a lot of family.
You have
in
a reason
Seattle.
to hate Seattle.
I've been to a game in the old Kingdom. Been to other professional sports in Seattle. A lot of family I have that have season tickets. I know the way they always whine and complain, whatever, about Seattle. The Seattle fans, I can't stand them. Damn. So I do not want Seattle to win this game. So I've got the Patriots for a lot of reasons. But I do have one last thing before we wrap this thing up that I wanted to ask you. So for real, I know we've joked about it. What if you had to make a guess as to the honorary captain on each team? Do you really think they'll bring out Butler? and then for the Seahawks, like what, Marshawn Lynch, or do they keep him as far away as possible? Because you remember him on the sidelines when that game. You remember like how upset he was, or when he didn't get that ball. And so, like, for real, who do you think an honorary captain might be for each team?
Maybe Sherman.
Yeah, if I was going to say,
or Sherman
and Gronk. It's Sherman and Gronk, the two people that are going to be there anyways on the broadcast.
Yeah, for the Seahawks, it will probably be one of the members of Legion of Boom, whether it's Cam Chancellor, Marshawn Lynch, Richard Sherman. Patriots, I know like Adam Vinatieri was at the AFC Championship game. So maybe
Edelman?
him, maybe Edelman. Definitely won't be Tom.
Edelman would make sense.
Gronk would be cool, but Malcolm Butler would be the ultimate troll. I mean, that would be hilarious.
Like, do you think the Patriots would do? Like, because that's what I think. I honestly, I said it before the AFC Championship.
But it would be hilarious if all of a sudden they bring Malcolm Butler out as their honorary captain against the Seahawks.
It would be pretty damn fun.
That would be hilarious.
I think that would be funny.
I don't think anyone, even if you're a Seahawks fan, you'd just be like,
"Jet,
well played."
Yeah.
That was well played. Nice job.
Oh, that's the biggest troll there is. What about you, Dylan? If you had to guess on what do you think is going to happen here? Who will be the most surprising, honorary captain?
Gronk and Sherman. I do think it's going to be Gronk and Sherman, but it'd be great if
No, it can't.
Is there a player that played for both Seattle and New England? Is there somewhere down the line there probably is? Josh Gordon. There we go. Josh Gordon played for both the Seahawks and the Patriots. There you go. And he's gonna be smoking a joint all the way out to the half, 50-yard line. Or they just send Robert Kraft out there.
No way.
Yeah, they might.
No way. I'll put money on that. I'll do a cut bet right now. There's no way on God's green earth that Robert Kraft is going to be a team captain. No way.
He might be.
100% no.
Technically, he has the final say.
Malcolm Butler
would be
awesome.
so funny.
And if you know, you know. Yeah. And if you don't know, you're not a true football fan.
It would be so funny.
If you don't know, you didn't watch how that first Super Bowl between these two teams ended.
That'd be so funny.
Well, and think about who has the best hype film to play leading up to the Super Bowl. I would say it's the Patriots because they probably have played that over and over.
Yeah, like I'm sure Seattle has too.
If they don't play that clip, like kind of in their opening like little cutscene that they do introducing each team, if that isn't a part of that, I'll be disappointed. But yeah, that'd be hilarious if all of a sudden, and our honorary captain is Malcolm Butler.
Every Seattle fan's
like, no. Man.
No,
just war flashbacks of PTSD.
Wait.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. No, that was a good last question. But no, yes, Super Bowl, let us know your thoughts. I think I'm pretty, of course, I'm a little bit biased towards my team, but I have my reasons. I didn't just want to say, I think Sam Darnold sucks. And, I have some reasons for my arguments. Let me know. But, Super Bowl, everyone enjoy it. Like Dylan said at the beginning of the show, after this game's over, we are in a 6 to 7 month hibernation of...
He did it again, guys.
I didn't mean to do it. Of no football.
Always does it.
Of no football.
No
and
football.
That's not fun. No one likes
Okay, after
no
that, we get... What happens first? I think we have the Combine. Combine in February. Combine soon.
Then the draft.
And then we get free agency in March.
And then the draft.
And then the draft in April. And then we get OTAs. And then training camp. And then the season starts.
And between that, we have the baseball season. Catchers and pitchers report next week. So
I'll be watching for Peyton. After the Dodgers signed Kyle Tucker, I'm pretty sure I'll see y'all in October when the Dodgers are hoisting the trophy.
Scooball hasn't signed yet anywhere too, so he's still floating around out there.
He's a Dodger. He's a Dodger. Uh-oh.
But no, thank you guys. Episode 76, Super Bowl weekend. Enjoy it. Be safe. However you decide to celebrate it. Bet on all these, the coin flips and, Gatorade color and everything that everyone does. Commercials.
Super Bowl MVP.
Who's going to be on the commercials. I hope we do see an Avengers trailer. I hope they're just kind of trying to...
They'll probably just release it during the halftime show.
Yeah, and on Twitter or YouTube.
Yep.
Everyone will go to that.
That'd be such a big FU to the NFL, too.
They can do whatever the hell they want, though.
It.
Yeah,
they can.
But it was, you are right, though. It was reported to come out Super Bowl Sunday of their official big trailer. Because I know, like we said, they've been dropping those little ones here and there.
Yep.
So we will see.
Where's it at, Marvel?
Where's it at?
Yes, sir.
But yes, thank you, episode 76, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep. It's been real, guys.